Well, not a bad showing at all for our Douglas Bearcat wrestling team. They come in 9th overall out of 13 teams in that tournament. Let's tell you quickly about the JV score tonight. The Torrington Trailblazers winning our JV game. Final score 42-26. Awfully low-scoring game, especially for our Douglas Bearcats. We've got your starting lineups coming up shortly. Right now, though, we're getting ready for the national anthem played by the Torrington High School band. So before we start those starting lineups, we'll take a minute here to listen to that. As we were talking with Coach Rich Yeaman before the game, he's kind of concerned about Torrington, which I'd say is probably justified. Torrington comes in with a record so far on the season of 5-2, coming off a big, about 11-point win last night over Wheatland in a big conference game. And we'll give you your starting lineups after our national anthem. And that's the Torrington High School band bringing up our national anthem. Let's take a look now at the starting lineup for first of all, for the visiting Douglas Bearcats in their traveling blue uniforms. It's number 11, Randy Ryder, a 5'9" senior. Also starting in the backcourt, it will be number 23, Mark Elmore, a 5'10" senior. The two forwards for the Bearcats tonight, number 40, a 6-foot senior, Chad Shelver. The other forward, a 6'3" junior, that Mike Lehman, number 51. And starting at center for the Bearcats tonight in place of Nathan Rolfe, it will be Bill Olshouse starting tonight at number 42. He's a 6'2" junior for the Bearcats. Starting lineup for the Torrington Trailblazers tonight in the backcourt, they'll go with number 11, Lee Nash, a 5'5" senior, and number 15, Lance Petch, 6' junior for the Torrington Trailblazers. He was number 15. Center for Torrington is number 50, Kyle Smith. He's a 6'5" sophomore and forward. Number 44, Kyle Burnett, a 6'3" junior. And Todd Baker starts tonight, a 5'10" senior. Number 21, he starts in place of Tom McIntosh, who is injured tonight. 6'1" senior who is one of the more impressive outside shooters in the conference. He has a bad ankle, and he will not play. Maybe a break for the Bearcats there, as we're just about ready to get underway here tonight. From Torrington, jumping center will be the big man, Kyle Smith, for Torrington, going up against Lehman for the Douglas Bearcats. And tip is controlled by Lee Nash for the Torrington Trailblazers in the backcourt. He brings it across. Torrington going to our left in this first half. Nash controls the ball out top over cross court to Baker. Along the baseline on the far side to Petch. Pass is knocked around far court to Lee Nash. Petch on the other baseline puts up a three-pointer. It's no good. And on the rebound, Mark Elmore pulls it down, and he's called for traveling, trying to hurry out there. And the Bearcats turn it over the first time they touch the ball.
And Rich Eaman keeping his promise. He said we'll play an up-tempo game no matter what, and we'll learn to play under control at that pace.
Torrington ball in. It goes inside into Todd Baker. Now Lee Nash with the ball up top. He goes to Petch on the far side, and going for the loose ball looks like Olshouse getting the personal foul, going over the back trying to get the pass. First foul on the Bearcats.
Really going to have to watch out tonight for number 50, Kyle Smith. Rich Eman, coach of the Bearcats, says consensus is among all the coaches in the conference the best sophomore in years at the center position.
And one correction we do have on the starting lineup is Aaron Wiederspan, who's starting for the Blazers. He's another one of those hot outside shooters. Petch with the shot. Gets the roll. It was a little bit short. Hits the front of the rim and bounces in. And Torrington takes the early lead. A minute gone here in this first half. It's Torrington 2, Douglas nothing. Back the other way. Shelver gets the shot in the free throw line. No good. Rebound Randy Ryder. His shot won't go. And on the rebound, Shelver comes down with it, but we have a foul called. And does that one go on Shelver? Yes, it does. That's the second team foul now on the Bearcats. And they'll go into some pressing. Randy Ryder will apply a little pressure here in the backcourt. Just a little token pressure. The Bearcats looks like in that 1-3-1 zone again tonight. It passed inside. That's to Kyle Burnett. Gets the turnaround in the lane. Shot is up and good, and the Bearcats now trailing 4-0. Randy Ryder gets the pass from Elmore across midcourt, and then he travels with the ball. Another turnover for Douglas. Torrington gets the ball in the backcourt. Aaron Wiederspan brings the ball over for the Torrington Trailblazers. Gets the ball inside to Burnett. They swing it around to Lance Petch, three-point range. Pass inside to Burnett. Shot no good, but we've got a foul called, an offensive foul. Or I guess they didn't call the foul. Ball just went out of bounds, and Douglas gets the ball. Ryder and Elmore bring it up. Pass to Olshouse. Inside to Shelver, and they'll call him for traveling before he drives around the big man, Kyle Smith. Smith, that big 6'5" center for the Torrington Trailblazers. It takes a few steps to get around him.
I'd say at least several. Hope Douglas controls those turnovers tonight. Their final turnover tally against Lusk was 38.
Petch gets the ball inside to Kyle Smith. Turnaround, doesn't even draw iron. Olshouse out with the rebound. Almost throws it away. Finally gets it off to Randy Ryder, who will bring it across midcourt. Bearcats still trailing 4-0 here early in the game. Shelver has the ball. Back to Elmore at the top of the key. Off to Ryder, back to Elmore. Ryder sets. Almost thought about the three-pointer on the baseline, then gets it back out to Elmore. Swing it around. Shelver gets the ball on the baseline, drives in, puts the shot up, no good. Inside, rebound by Olshouse, and another traveling violation on the Bearcats. Nice rebound by Olshouse, battling Smith underneath. He got the rebound, put the shot back in, but called for traveling once again, and again, still a 4-point lead for Torrington. Lee Nash bringing the ball across midcourt, gets it off to Pesh for a three-pointer. It's short. Smith underneath, all alone with the easy rebound, easy basket. Put back for Kyle Smith, and Torrington up 6-0. Playing a little trapping press as they bring it across, but Lehman finally gets the ball for the Bearcats. Out to Ryder, across to Elmore. He'll put it up for three, partially blocked. Taken down by Petch. Long pass down to Lee Nash. And he runs into Randy Ryder, and they'll call him for the charge. Lee Nash picks up the offensive foul. Nice job by Randy Ryder, who took a little bit of a shot. He's a little bit slow getting back up on that one. 4:58 left in the first quarter as we're just getting settled in here in Torrington. The Bearcats trailing 6-0. Randy Ryder getting pressure, dumps it off to Elmore. He gets it across midcourt to Shelver. Double team, breaks out of it, gets into the lane, dishes off to Lehman. Nice pass by Shelver, and
beautiful
puts it up and in. Lee Nash with the ball for Torrington. He brings it over to the near side. Pass inside to Kyle Smith. Nice turnaround from about 10 or 12 feet. Gets it over Lehman. And Torrington moves back up by 6, 8-2.
I'm impressed by Smith for Torrington. He's not a stationary center.
This time it's Olshouse with the nice pass from the free throw line. Finds Shelver on the near side. Gets the layup. It goes up and good. And he's fouled, looking for a three-point play. Personal foul called, I believe, on Smith. Let's wait and see the... And they'll call it on Pesh inside. Chad Shelver looking for the three-point play for the Bearcats. And they haven't put the basket up. There they put the basket up. Thought maybe they might have called the foul before the shot, but then he wouldn't be shooting free throws if they'd done that.
I hope they put the basket up. We don't need that kind of trouble tonight.
They get it up there, and Shelver will have one free throw. Shelver's shot bounces around and won't go. Rebound pulled down by Kyle Burnett for Torrington. He gets the ball out, and it's Wiederspan with the ball. That's to Lee Nash. Pounded by Mark Elmore out. Almost stolen away by Elmore. He gets the pass off to Pesh on the near side, three-point range. Back to Lee Nash. They'll swing it around to Wiederspan. Three-pointer up, and it's good. And they'll say he had a foot on the line, so only a two-pointer, but still the Bearcats trailing 10-4. As Shelver gets the pass at midcourt, he's double-teamed, and we have a whistle. It looks like this one going on Wiederspan for the Torrington Trailblazers. That's his first foul, third team foul on Torrington. So the Bearcats will play it in. Just about halfway through this first quarter, Bearcats down 10-4 here at Torrington High School.
My imagination, or are they calling traveling a lot tighter this year? I was just wondering that earlier in the game. A lot of traveling violations on both sides.
Chris Mitchell, number 52, in for Torrington. On the inbound pass, Shelver gets the shot at the free throw line. It won't go, and the long rebound pass down to, that was Baker who put the shot up. He's also in for Torrington. Shot wouldn't go, and on the rebound we have a violation, and the Bearcats will get the ball. Traveling called once again on the follow-up. Shelver gets the ball from Ryder. His shot from the free throw line won't go. Rebound Elmore. His shot won't go. And the long pass stolen away down court by Lehman, that looks like. Yeah, Lehman got the steal. Brings it across to Elmore. And as the Bearcats bring it across midcourt, we have a timeout called by Douglas as they trail 10-4 with 3:36 left in this first quarter. Let's take timeout for some Bearcat Boosters on FM 99.
And Bearcat Boosters, like the George Agency, for all your insurance needs. Talk to your friends at the George Agency for life, health, home, and auto insurance coverage. The George Agency, phone 358-3335. And Carousel Flowers and Gifts. They're your only FTD and Teleflora florist in Douglas, plus gifts and cards for every occasion. Carousel Flowers and Gifts in the Medora Plaza, phone 358-9215. And K-Bar 1 Conoco offers total service to Douglas. When you have car trouble, call K-Bar 1 Conoco at 358-2655. K-Bar 1 is a proud Douglas Bearcat sponsor.
And we're back, getting set for more action in this first quarter. The Bearcats, well, they're not playing nearly as out of control as they have the past few games.
Oh, they look a lot better, Tom.
Still trailing by 6 points early, 10-4. Bearcats will get the ball just over midcourt. Elmore will play the ball in. Chris Caskey now in for the Bearcats, along with Caskey in. He replaces Randy Ryder. His pass, or Caskey back to Elmore. Three-pointer won't go, and the rebound taken down for the Bearcats, or for Torrington, brought across. Petch has the ball. Long pass out to Baker. Tries to get the pass inside. It's knocked loose. Caskey comes out with it, drives through the free throw line, dishes off to Althouse. Fakes once, gets the pass back out to Mark Elmore. He'll bring it around to the other side. Pass goes inside to Althouse. Shot a little too hard. Pesh gets the rebound for Torrington. They come back the other way running. Stops at the top of the key, dishes it off to Wiederspan, trying to get the ball inside. That's Mitchell. Finally gets control of the ball. Fall-away jumper from the lane is good, and the Bearcats now trailing 12-4, an 8-point lead for Torrington. Caskey with the ball in for Randy Ryder here in the first quarter. Gets it off to Mark Elmore. Far side to Althouse. In the post, to Lehman, shot a little too hard, and the rebound taken down by Torrington. They bring it across the other way. And a turnover on Torrington. That was palming the ball, called on Wiederspan all over on the three-point range. I remember game last year, Wiederspan really lit it up from three-point range against Douglas. The game at Douglas, Wiederspan had about 34 points that game.
And coming in for Douglas for Shelver, number 41, Todd Welch. And Mark Elmore sits down for Randy Ryder, number 11.
Ryder brings the ball across midcourt for the Bearcats. Torrington in a 2-3 zone here in this first quarter. Ryder gets the pass. Three-pointer just barely makes it to the bottom of the net. Torrington coming out running with the rebound. Far pass over. Boy, they've got several new players. Pass goes inside that pass intended for Mitchell, and he's fouled. Looks like it might be on Lehman. Several new players in for Torrington, including number 34, Jason Kothra. Pass inside Mitchell again. His shot won't go. Tipped up, no good by Mitchell again. Mitchell finally gets the rebound out to Wiederspan, and Torrington sets up on offense. Cross-court pass stolen away by Chris Caskey. Layup is up and good, and the Bearcats finally get running a little bit here. 12-6 is our score. Bearcats still trailing. Randy Ryder hounds Baker in the backcourt, and he'll be called for the foul. That's one thing we've seen here from Bearcats in this season so far. Randy Ryder getting called for quite a few fouls. He's been in foul trouble quite a few times.
Yes, what did we see him with 2 minutes before the end of the first half against Lusk? Randy Ryder, one example of Douglas needing to get things just a little more under control. Now Tom Tomlin, number 53, in for Bill Allshouse.
Torrington with the ball on their own side of the court. Long shot put up by Wiederspan. It won't go, and ball taken down by Chris Caskey. Lehman, He brings it across midcourt, gets it off to Ryder. Over to Caskey. Shot won't go. Rebound taken by Torrington. That's Wiederspan with the rebound, and coming out of backcourt, he's fouled. Looks like Todd Welch, I believe, with the personal, get those numbers mixed up. Yeah, that is Welch, 41 in the game for the Bearcats. He picks up the personal foul. 55 seconds left here in this first quarter. Bearcats trailing 12-6, and Wiederspan will be at the line for the Torrington Trailblazers as Bearcats' fifth team foul. Free throw up and good, so he'll get one more. Aaron Wiederspan for the Torrington Trailblazers. Second one, it's up and good, and we have a substitution coming in for Wiederspan, so they'll stop the clock. Lee Nash comes back into the game. Wiederspan will sit down. And the Bearcats have the ball in the backcourt. Caskey and Ryder with Nash giving them a little token pressure as they come across. Pass goes inside, top of the lane to Lehman. Back out to Randy Ryder. To Todd Welch. Struggles to hang on to the ball. Finally gets it to Ryder. Pass inside intended for Caskey is knocked away and taken away by Torrington as they try and start out the break again. We have another foul call. Looks like Todd Welch picks up the foul again. And they do call the foul on Todd Welch. That's his second in just a matter of about half a minute. 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Going to the line, it's Baker for Torrington. First one up, bounces around and finally drops in. Bearcats now trailing 15-6 in this first quarter as Baker gets one more free throw. Second free throw up and nothing but net. Bearcats 35 seconds left. Let's see if they just go for one shot here. Randy Ryder will bring it across along with Caskey once again. Lee Nash back there giving them a little bit of pressure. And Ryder met at midcourt there by Todd Baker. Forces him to hesitate a little bit, causes the traveling violation. And Torrington now has 25 seconds to get one more shot off, already with a 16-6 lead in the first quarter. Lee Nash with the ball. Over to back out to Nash. Three-pointer, it's up and good. Got the pass from Jason Kothra for Torrington, and Nash buries the three-pointer. Now 19-6 Bearcats, 5 seconds left. Ryder off to Todd Welch. He'll put it up from way outside. Three-pointer won't go. Lehman gets the rebound and can't get it back up before the time expires here in this first quarter. So our score at the end of the first quarter, not a good one for the Douglas Bearcats, as Torrington leads after one, score 19-6. We'll take a timeout for some Bearcat boosters.
Like Michael Manor, offering 24-hour professional care. Michael Manor is small enough to offer a home-like atmosphere and able to give more special care. Michael Manor of Douglas, phone 358-3397. And the Converse County Bank is truly a hometown bank. Converse County Bank is locally owned, and that means they are locally concerned. Converse County Bank is hometown banking at its best, and a member of the FDIC. And Boland's Food Market at 130 South 4th Street is your complete grocery store with quality meats and produce at reasonable prices. Boland's Food Market wishes the Bearcats the best of luck.
So Bearcats open up this end of the first quarter trailing by 13 points. I'm sure Coach Yeaman can't be too happy about that, but the Bearcats have played much more under control than they have in the past few games. I would imagine Coach Yeaman is just looking to come out of this game against a very tough Torrington squad just to be able to say they played better and try and work from there, I would imagine.
That's for sure. If they take better advantage of their opportunities, they'll make a much better game of it. But they've had open shots and simply have not even come close to connecting. They're a little cold. But you're right. They look a lot more confident tonight. That makes me feel a little relieved.
Bearcats get the ball first here in the second quarter. Pass goes off to Alshouse, puts up the long shot. It won't go. A three-point attempt. Long pass on the fast break, and Patch was trying to get it down to Wiederspan, or to Lee Nash. The pass was too hard, and the Bearcats get the ball back. Just starting out the second quarter, 19-6 our score. Alshouse with the ball. He finally gets it off to Mark Elmore.
And I see that number 22, John Hardy, is in the game now, playing the point.
Hardy?
Yes, that's Hardy.
Okay, Hardy off to Mark Elmore on the far sideline. Gets it into Lehman. Back door to Mark Elmore. Nice pass and a nice cut by Mark Elmore. Drove down the baseline. He was all alone. Drove back door. Gets the shot. It's up and good. And the Bearcats lead or trail now by 11. Shot inside. That's who was that? Todd Baker, I believe, or Wiederspan. Took the shot. It was no good. Anyhow, Bearcats control. Mark Elmore has it on the near side. Three-point range to Todd Welch from the free throw line. Shot won't go, and underneath we have a foul that will be called on a Bearcat, I believe, as the big man, Kyle Smith, had the ball knocked away. They'll call the personal foul on Mike Lehman for the Douglas Bearcats. That's his first foul, and as the Bearcats are over the limit, we'll shoot some free throws here. The big man, Kyle Smith, the 6'5" center for Torrington, goes to the line shooting 1 and 1.
And I didn't want to miss at center. Also, Nathan Rolfe back in the game, or into the game for the first time.
First time we've seen him tonight. Usually a starter. Alshouse replaced him in the starting lineup tonight. Smith's free throw up, and it's good, so he'll get one more. Torrington back up by 12 points, 22-8, just about a minute gone here in this first quarter. Kyle Smith gets one more free throw. It's up, and nothing but net. Got some nice form there for a big man on those free throws.
Yeah, very soft touch on the part of Kyle Smith. I can see why he poses such a problem. He's not just a stationary center. He definitely plays the game.
John Hardy controlling the offense here. He has the ball out top, gets it knocked loose, finally gets it off to Todd Welch, drives to the near side, back out to Elmore, across to Hardy, gets the pass inside to Welch, back out to Hardy, puts it up for three, and it's good. That was Nathan Rolfe with the three-pointer, putting it up from way outside. Nice job by Nathan Rolfe. Haven't seen him shoot a three-pointer all year, I don't think, but maybe he should shoot more if he's going to do that. Back the other way, we have a foul called, loose ball foul called on John Hardy. That's his first foul. And Lee Nash goes to the line, again shooting 1 and 1 as Douglas got themselves in some foul trouble early. Well, not real foul trouble, but they did get over the limit. So Torrington been shooting a lot of free throws here in this first half. Lee Nash, first free throw is up and good. He gets one more. It's also good. Lead now 23-11 for the Bearcats, or for Torrington. Boy, I wish it was for the Bearcats. Guess a little wishful thinking. Hardy gets the ball off to Elmore. drives to the free throw line, back out to Hardy, and he holds it up. Not a lot of movement here. Finally gets it off to Shelver and cuts. Gets the pass. It's blocked by Kyle Smith. Hardy gets it back out. And Mark Elmore will set the offense up. And on the drive, we have a recheck foul. That's going to be on Wiederspan, I believe. Not a very smart foul there by Aaron Wiederspan. And that's a fourth-team foul, so Douglas will play it in. Wiederspan picks up his second personal foul. Hardy with the inbound pass from Elmore. Gets the pass inside to Lehman. Banks it up too hard. Followed by Welch, won't go. And Kyle Smith brings the rebound down. Fast break for Torrington. Nash gets it off to Wiederspan. No good. And on the rebound, we have a foul. It looks like it's going to be on the big man, Kyle Smith, coming over the back of Hardy. Nice position there by John Hardy. Draws the foul on Kyle Smith. Picks it up. And finally, the Bearcats in a bonus situation. Hardy's going to get a couple of free throws here for Douglas. That's the first foul on Kyle Smith tonight. Coach Yeaman, as we talked with him, was really worried about that inside-outside game. Kyle Smith inside, Wiederspan and McIntosh outside. Free throw won't go by Hardy. Lehman battles for the rebound, though. As he goes back up, he's fouled. We'll see if this goes on Petch or it goes on Kyle Smith. Nice job underneath by Mike Lehman against some taller players, and they'll call the foul on neither one of those players. It was on Jason Cothra, picks up the foul for Torrington. So Lehman goes to the line, shooting two shots. First one climbs up over the front of the rim, bounces around, and finally falls in. 23-12 now our score. Lehman will look to cut this to a 10-point lead for Torrington with one more free throw. It's up and a little bit short. Smith with the rebound for Torrington. Bad pass stolen away by Hardy. Gets the steal, but after he gets the steal, he travels. Not a bad job nonetheless, though, by Hardy. A good heads-up play. Baker has the ball, brings it across midcourt against Elmore. Over to Nash. To Petch on the near side. Cross-court pass to Baker. Pass inside, knocked loose. Stolen away by Hardy for the Bearcats. Drives to the free throw line. Now he'll slow things up. Almost has it stolen by Nash. Gets it off to Rolfe. Pass inside to Lehman. Nice look by Nathan Rolfe. Gets Lehman all alone underneath. Puts it up and in. Nice job by Nathan Rolfe.
Nathan Rolfe playing on the outside and working inside seems to look a lot more comfortable than playing inside the paint.
He does. Back the other way. It's Petch with a three-pointer for Torrington. Puts it up and good. Boy, Torrington looking good from the outside so far tonight. Brings that lead back out to 12 points for Torrington. 4:50 left in the first half. Welch with the dish off to Mike Lehman on the near side. He'll give it to Elmore for a three, and it's nothing but net. A little bit of a long-range shooting battle we've got as the Bearcats. Elmore hits the three-pointer. Nash back the other way for Torrington. Gets the long pass out to Baker, over to Petch. To Nash. Still be covered by Hardy. Hardy gets the hand on the pass, and it's stolen away by Todd Welch. Bearcats looking pretty sharp here on defense right at the moment. If they could just cut down on those 20-foot swishes by Torrington, they'd be okay. Elmore has the ball on the near side. Back out to John Hardy. Looking inside. Gives it back to Elmore. Another three-pointer. No good. And the long rebound comes out to Wiederspan. He gets it off to Baker. Brings it across to Petch. Gets the pass inside to Kyle Smith. Puts it up. But he's fouled before the shot. Lehman will pick up the foul going for the pass.
Yeah, Lehman knew it, too. It was a real silly foul. Kyle Smith clearly got the ball, and Lehman just reached his entire arm in there. I'm not sure how he would have stopped Smith anyway, but...
Kyle Smith impresses me so far. He might not have a whole lot of points or anything, but for as big a man as he is, he's really agile, and he's really a pretty quick player at that 6'5", and I'd venture to guess he's got to weigh at least 230 looking at him. But he'll get 1 and 1. His first one bounces up over the rim. Boy, they have some friendly rims here in Torrington. We've seen that quite a bit. Little short shots kind of just bounce straight up and end up in the basket. Kyle Smith gets one more. Second one bounces around and good, and the Bearcats trailing 28-17 coming into the game for Torrington. Kyle Smith goes out, and who's that coming in?
That's number 52, Chris Mitchell, who Rich Heeman says really likes to bang.
In the backcourt, it's batted up in the air by Nash. Last touched by by Rolfe, I think it was. Touched it last. Anyhow, the Torrington Trailblazers got the ball in the forecourt, leading by 11 points. Baker across court to Petch. Thinks about the three, but Rolfe there jumping in his face, so he gets it back to Baker. Shot won't go. Welch does a good job jumping high for that rebound. That is, gets it off to Randy Ryder, who brings it across midcourt. Gets the pass inside, intended for Nathan Rolfe, and we've got a foul. That one called on Mitchell. The banger inside picks up a foul. That is his first personal foul called on Baker, and Nathan Rolfe goes to the line for the Douglas Bearcats. Shooting 1 and 1. The first one is up and good, nothing but net. Coming off the bench for tonight, that's Rolfe. Second one won't go, and it's Mitchell with the rebound for the Trailblazers. Gets it to Petch. His dribble is stopped in the backcourt. Finally gets the pass off. Pass goes to Nash, who throws it away, trying to get it to Mitchell inside.
And that hassling defense of the Bearcats, so far it seems to be working against Torrington, upsetting their passes inside the paint a little bit. Of course, it helps when Kyle Smith is out off it.
Elmore back the other way, gets a nice dish off to Lehman. Shot it banked a little too hard. Welch gets the rebound. No good. Welch fighting for the rebound again. Can't get it, though. And Petch comes out with it, brings it across midcourt for Torrington to Wiedersand, three-point range. And he's called for traveling, one of those mystery traveling violations there. Didn't really see him shuffling his feet that much, but they call it, and another turnover for Torrington.
I think his shoelaces shifted to the other side, and I'm trying to figure out a reason.
3 minutes left here in the first half. Bearcats trailing 29-18. Randy Ryder's pass knocked loose by Wiedersand. Fast break off to Petch. Nice job by Ryder. Gets the hand in there as Petch was going up for the layup. Ryder just got a hand in, knocked it out of bounds. Nice job, saves 2 points there. Randy Ryder, good job. Pass goes into Baker. To Wiedersand, fakes the three-pointer, drives in. He's double-teamed, so he throws it across court to Petch. Three-pointer won't go. Inside rebound was by Kyle Burnett, his first basket of the game. And Torrington up 30-18. Welch gets the shot at the free throw line, wide open, shot won't go. And the rebound, we have a foul called. Looks like it's going on a Bearcat.
That's Mike Lehman, I think, and if it is, that's number 3.
Kind of an unfortunate situation for him. He had the inside position on the Torrington player, but it was the shot was missed and bounced long. So Lehman ended up having to reach over a man who he had the better position on to try and go for the rebound. And at the line for Torrington, I believe, is Kothra. First free throw is up and good. He'll get one more as Torrington stretches that lead out a little bit more. 31-18 now. One more free throw. Second one, it's good. Jason Kothra. And he'll be replaced in the lineup. Have a substitute coming in for Torrington. Looks like I can't quite see the number from here. It's
21.
Todd Baker back in the game for
Todd
Baker.
And Chad Shelver quickly has come in for Mike Lehman to...
Yeah, Lehman picking up those 3 personals. Randy Ryder has the ball on the far side, gets it out to Caskey, who's back in the game. Back to Ryder. Over on the baseline, ball knocked loose, and trying to get it back. Todd Welch, I believe that is, on the far side of the court, loses control of it and bounces on the baseline. And Torrington gets the ball back again. 2:03 left here in the first half.
And out goes Todd Welch. In comes Bill Alshouse once again. And Douglas just needs to capitalize on their opportunities. Those last few times down, though, in their offensive sets, they've taken a little too long to develop.
And haven't had a whole lot of movement. Pass inside going to number 44. That's Burnett, who hits his second shot in just a matter of a few minutes. 34-18, Randy Ryder comes up court, splits a double team. Looking long, gets it to Shelver on the far side, drives in, and will they call the foul or the traveling violation? And it will be the foul they call. Personal foul called on Torrington on Burnett for the Trailblazers. That's his first foul. And Chad Shelver goes to the line for the Douglas Bearcats. Shelver looked pretty good against Lusk on Tuesday night, had 21 points. First free throw, it's up and good, so he'll get one more.
That's something of note there. That's Chad Shelver's first point of the night. He's 0 for 4 from the field.
Yeah, he hasn't seen a whole lot of action here in the first half, as Coach Yeaman seems to be varying his substitution patterns and his lineups a little bit this game, maybe trying to shake up the team and get them out of their doldrums, as it were. Second shot won't go by Shelver, and it's pulled down by Kyle Smith, who's back in the game, the big 6'5" center for Torrington. Cothra, his pass, looking inside, it's knocked up in the air, finally taken away by Althouse. Ryder brings it out, gets it over to Nathan, who's called for the traveling violation. Just drug that foot a little bit, started to try and drive baseline. When it cut off, he kind of held up and drugged the foot a little bit. Traveling violation. And Torrington gets the ball back. 1:12 left in the first half. Torrington leading 34-19. Baker with the ball on the far side, gets it into Smith. They just throw it high and let him go to it. Misses the shot the first time, chases down his own rebound and puts it back in. Kyle Smith for Torrington, stretching that lead out to 17 points. Bad pass made by the Bearcats. That was Rolfe with a bad pass. It's stolen away by Wiedersson. Torrington back the other way. They put it right back into Kyle Smith. Shot won't go. Tipped up. Smith gets it back. Little turnaround from right under the basket. It rolls in, and Kyle Smith moves the lead out to 19 points, 38-19. Nathan Rolfe gets the ball to Todd Welch, puts the shot up from the free throw line, up and good. Down to 21 seconds left in the half. See if Torrington plays for one final shot. Burnett has the shot. He drives into the line. Shot won't go. Rebound taken by Baker. A couple of Bearcats had their hands on it, but they couldn't control it, and Baker snuck in, put the shot back in. Ryder brings it over midcourt. 3 seconds now into Allsouth. Shot won't go, and as rebound is taken by Wiedersson, that's the end of the first half. Our score at halftime, it's the Torrington Trailblazers 40, the Douglas Bearcats 21, and we'll take time out for some Bearcat boosters here on FM 99. Another Bearcat booster for you tonight, and all season long, of course, Stafford Well Service of Douglas, a longtime friend of the Douglas Bearcats. They're proud to be a Bearcat booster this season. Stafford Well Service. For all of your insurance needs, call Bert Butcher, your State Farm agent in Douglas, at 3. Beginning of the week, run down all of our conference teams, what they did this week. On Tuesday, of course, the Douglas Bearcats traveled to Lusk and really took it on the chin, 84-63, falling to the Lusk Tigers for the second time this season. On Thursday night, the Glen Rock Herders had a non-conference game. They were playing Moorcroft. The Herders came out on top there, 62-55, and in that game last night, we told you Torrington, a big win over Wheatland, will probably prove to be an important game as the conference season wears down, as they defeat Wheatland last night, 69-58 here at Torrington High School. The other conference game saw the Newcastle Dogies, another big win for them. They defeat Buffalo 94-67 last night. Games besides this one tonight on the boys' side, Buffalo is at Glen Rock tonight, and Wheatland is at Newcastle. Those are the other games in the conference so far on the season. Torrington and Newcastle have 2-0 records in the conference, while Wheatland, Glen Rock, Buffalo, and Douglas are all 0-1 coming into tonight's game. Overall records, it's Glen Rock at 6-1, Newcastle 5-1, and Torrington 5-2. Wheatland has a 4-2 record so far on the season. Buffalo is 2-3 on the season. They've had a couple of postponements right before the Christmas break due to all of that weather, so they'll have some games to make up here probably. And the Douglas Bearcats so far on the season, they have the worst the worst overall record of any team in the conference at 2-4. So far on the season, if you're one of those people kind of looking ahead, thinking about maybe that state tournament, the top teams so far on the western side of the state in the 3A bracket, Jackson has an 8-1 record, and defending champion Star Valley has an 8-2 record over on the western side. They look like the two teams to beat over in the west. In the girls conference standings so far this season, the Douglas Lady Bearcats, they're on top on the conference standings. We'll tell you about results from games this week. On Thursday night, the Torrington Lady Trailblazers defeated non-conference foe Deering, Nebraska, 37-33. Friday night it was Torrington again. They traveled to Wheatland. Hard-fought 2-point win over Wheatland last night. The Lady Blazers winning 50-48. Other games in the conference last night saw Buffalo over Newcastle 43-34, and in a non-conference game, Guernsey defeated the Glenrock Ladies 76-50. Other action tonight, as far as the girls go, Glenrock is at Buffalo, and Newcastle is at Wheatland in a couple of conference games. As the Douglas Lady Bearcats, they have this weekend off on the schedule, and Coach Bunny Ryder getting those ladies working for the second half of this season. Taking a quick look at teams over on the western side of the state, Star Valley looks like, once again, the team to beat over there. They have an 8-1 record so far on the season. Thermopolis, a team the Lady Bearcats narrowly defeated right before Christmas. They have a 5-2 record, and the Powell Panthers are 3-2 so far on the season. In a big conference game over on the other side, on the ladies' side, it was Star Valley really handing it to Thermopolis 61-28. So Star Valley definitely looks like the team to beat on the ladies' side as far as the West in 3A high school basketball here in Wyoming. Once again, our score at halftime, it's Torrington 40, the Douglas Bearcats 21. We'll come back with more second half action and your halftime statistics. First, let's look at some more Bearcat boosters on FM 99, which is KATH in Douglas, just in case you were passing through and wondering what the heck this is you're listening to. Mentor Sand and Gravel for everything from a sidewalk to a road. The folks at Mentor Sand and Gravel are behind the Bearcats all the way this season. Good luck, Bearcats, from Mentor Sand and Gravel. Another Bearcat booster this season, and proud to support the Bearcats, is Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer here in Douglas. Dean Gully urges everyone to attend and support Douglas Bearcat sports. And for a new Chevy car or truck, call Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer in Douglas. Another Bearcat booster for you this season, Decker's Food Center. Decker's Food Center at 11th and Richards offers you money savings store-wide. Get fresh meats and top-quality fruits and vegetables at Decker's, 11th and Richards here in Douglas. Once again, at halftime here at Torrington High School, the Douglas Bearcats trailing 42-21 is our score at halftime. As we told you a little bit earlier, we talked with Coach Rich Yeaman about how the season has progressed and what he was looking for coming into tonight. The Bearcats, he felt were not making some good choices as the season has progressed here in the last couple of games. They were shooting when they were supposed to be passing when they were supposed to be shooting, the way Coach Yeaman put it. So the Bearcats, they have been struggling of late. They have looked better so far tonight, so far in the game, as the score wouldn't indicate that, but they are playing with a little more control. They're playing a little smarter basketball, I'd say, even though they are trailing by 19 points at halftime. Let's see if how close Steve Weiser is on some halftime statistics. Are you just about ready for it, Steve, or should we look at some more Bearcat boosters? Okay, we'll take a look at some Bearcat boosters and get ready for halftime statistics for you on FM 99. Farm Bureau Insurance is Wyoming-owned and operated. Stop in and visit with R.K. Hendrickson at Farm Bureau in Douglas at 431 South 4th. And go Bearcats from Farm Bureau Insurance. Village Inn of Douglas, proud to be a Bearcat booster this season. You will find a big variety, reasonable prices, and delicious food at the Village Inn restaurant on East Richards here in Douglas. And as we're winding down here at halftime, let's go ahead and look at some statistics here at halftime while we still have a minute or two. Steve, if you want to take our halftime statistics while we have time here.
All right, then. On the halftime statistics for Douglas, I've ended the 40-21 mystery. Douglas shooting 7 of 29 from the field, and we saw how many layups they missed. I didn't realize it was going that badly for them, but 7 of 29 only. They've only gone to the free throw line 6 times, made 3, and the story for the Torrington Trailblazers tonight, I've been told they don't normally shoot like this, but they are tonight. They're 12 of 12 from the line. They're 100%, and the big guy, Kyle Smith, looking very good with 12 points, and he's 4 of 4. As we said, Kyle Smith, boy, he's impressive. He's a sophomore, and he's got the touch and the moves. He's not a stationary player, and he leaves the Trailblazers with 12. Lee Nash follows with 7, and then 4 each for Baker and Burnett. Douglas real low in their scoring, of course, led by Lehman with 5, and Nathan Rolfe with 4, who's playing a better game, I think, from farther or closer to the point tonight, working his way inside. Following him was Welch, Elmore, and Caskey with 2 each. 2 also for Bill Alshouse, 1 for Chad Shelver. That's the story for Douglas. Some of those turnovers we saw at the end, and 7 of 29 from the field. I mean, Eamon was hoping to improve on a 33% shooting percentage, and I didn't think they could go down. They went down.
Shooting something along the lines of 23% in the first half, even though they're handling the ball better. Boy, when you shoot that poorly, you can't expect to be very close to being in the ball game with a score like that. We're just about set for the second half of action here. Bearcats will be going to our left here in the second half. The Torrington Trailblazers to our right, and the Blazers will get the ball first. Starting lineup for the Bearcats in this second half will be Elmore, Ryder, Welch, Chad Shelver, and the other Bearcat starting looks like Nathan Rolfe. So Lehman not starting. He has those 3 personal fouls, and Coach Yeaman decides to keep him on the bench here as they start out the second half.
That's too bad. We need Lehman, but he certainly has taken himself out of the game.
Lee Nash with the ball. He gets it off to Pesh on the far side. As the Bearcats looks like going into a man-to-man defense. Wiederspawn gets it off to Nash. Over to Pesh on the baseline. Inside to the big man Smith. His shot is a little bit short. Rebound knocked loose, taken by Pesh. And as he goes back up for it, he's fouled. Once again, the Bearcats had their hands on the ball, just couldn't hang on to it, and Torrington gets the offensive rebound, a shot to go back up with it. Personal foul called on Randy Ryder for the Bearcats. That's his second foul so far tonight. And Lance Petch goes to the free throw line. Free throw up and bounces good. So Torrington is still perfect. They're now 13 for 13. You suppose that might be a jinx?
We can always hope.
Second one.
No,
it's not. It goes right in. And Mark Elmore brings the ball up to midcourt. Wiederspan jumps out on him. Over to Ryder. Tries to get the pass to Rolfe. Wasn't looking for it. Barely saves it on the baseline. Gets it to Shelver. Gets away with a travel. Drives down the baseline. Shot won't go. And Smith gets the rebound. Long pass down to Lee Nash. Off to Wiederspan. And nice defense by Ryder holds them up. Shot put up by Kyle Burnett. His shot won't go. But on the rebound, we have another foul called, and looks like it's going to be another foul on the Bearcats. This one they call on Shelver. That's now his second personal. And Torrington will get the ball in from under their own basket. Pass goes into Smith, the big man, and they kick it back out to Lee Nash. To Wiederspawn, three-point range. Cross court to Pesh, puts up the three-pointer. It won't go. Wiederspan gets the rebound, and he's fouled. Not a smart foul there. That was Welch, I believe, or Welch or Alshouse. Which one?
And they took Welch on that one. Okay. Welch picking up his third.
Okay, I forgot which one of them was in the game, and they have similar numbers. Pass goes out to Wiederspawn on the inbound pass. His long shot won't go. Nathan Rolfe up high for the rebound for the Bearcats. Ryder gets it just inside the top of the key, off to Elmore, looking for the three-pointer. Can't get it off with Petch in his face. Back to Ryder, to Shelver at the free throw line, looking underneath for Welch. Pass is a little too hot, and it goes out of bounds.
And Douglas, is this starting to look a little familiar, Tom? They're starting to lose a little control. If they play under control, they play very well, but they can't afford to start panicking now.
Nash has the ball, gets it to Wiederspawn here on the near side. Inside to Pesh, little turnaround from the lane, partially blocked by Rolfe. Rebound taken down by Welch, I believe. That was Shelver with the rebound. And we have a foul called on Torrington on that rebound. And let's see, foul was called, I believe, on... who was that? Number 15, Petch, gets the personal for Torrington, and the Blazers will take a timeout here as we're a minute and a half into the second half. Score 42-21. Let's take a look at some Bearcat boosters.
Like Stafford Well Service of Douglas, a longtime friend of the Douglas Bearcats and proud to be a Bearcat booster this season. That's Stafford Well Service. And for all your insurance needs, call Bert Butcher, your State Farm insurance agent in Douglas at 358-2996. Bert Butcher and State Farm wishing the Bearcats good luck. And the Holiday Inn of Douglas proudly supports Douglas High School sports. You will find superior dining in the Chutes Restaurant and the Holiday Inn in Douglas.
And a thanks to all of our Douglas Bearcat boosters here on FM 99. For allowing us to bring you Bearcat basketball action. We'll remind you our next broadcast on FM 99. We'll have the boys again. That will be next Friday night. The boys down in Wheatland facing the Wheatland Bulldogs, and we'll have the action again beginning at 7:30. That's next Friday night here on FM 99. Bearcats will have the ball inbounds after the foul, rebounding foul on Petch. Trailing 42-21. And it's Elmore and Ryder trying to work the ball across, get the long pass to Shelver. He'll drive, dishes off to Nathan Rolfe. 15-footer won't go, and Smith chases down the rebound.
Boy, Douglas has got to start producing on offense. They're getting the opportunities, but they're not making it happen.
Lee Nash with the ball for Torrington off to Wiederspawn. Back to Nash. Inside to Burnett, into Petch. And they get the pass to Smith coming down the lane. The big man flies down the lane. Boy, when he comes down the lane, everyone better just get out of the way. But they called a traveling violation, I believe, was the call.
If I saw a guy that big coming down the lane, I'd trade my jersey for a spectator's uniform, is what I...
Bearcats get the ball. Torrington applying a little bit of 2-1-2 full court zone here as we start out this second half. Randy Ryder drags that foot again. Another turnover for the Bearcats.
The only thing I hate to see is Randy Ryder keeps looking over at the bench saying, yes, I did it. Just like all the Bearcats do. I just wish they wouldn't do it. They're looking a little too agreeable with traveling violations right now.
Kind of a slow-moving second half here so far. 42-21 our score. Petch with the ball, gets it to Wiederspawn. Over to Burnett on the near side, back to Wiederspawn. Out top, over to Nash. As Burnett gets the ball on the other baseline. Now looking for the cross-court pass, gets it to Wiederspawn. Shot a little bit short, rebound. Knocked away. Nice job by Elmore. Takes it away from a bigger player. Drives coast to coast. Puts up the shot just inside the free throw line. No good. Nathan Rolfe with the rebound. Puts up the hook shot. Nice job by Nathan Rolfe. The basket drops. And he's fouled. Foul is called on Burnett for the Torrington Trailblazers. And Nathan Rolfe looking to complete a three-point play for the Bearcats. Nice job by Nathan Rolfe. Nice little hook shot there. Nice little move by Nathan Rolfe.
Yes, I don't know what Rich Yeaman has been saying to him, but Nathan Rolfe looking so much smoother tonight than he has in the past several nights.
So Rolfe gets one more free throw, or one free throw, I guess I should say. Bounces around, and it drops in. Bearcats cut the lead to 42-24. Lee Nash bringing the ball across quickly, hounded by or is that Hardy, I guess, in the game now for the Bearcats, replacing Randy Ryder. Pass over to Wiederspawn, looking inside. No one open. Over to Lee Nash on the far side. To Barnett, double team. It gets it back out to Nash. Back to Barnett on the far side. Again, double team. Pass is knocked up in the air on the double team, and it goes out of bounds before looked like Shelver diving for the save, but couldn't get it. So Torrington gets it under their own basket. Pass to Wiederspawn. Out to Lee Nash. They'll set things up again. Bearcats in like a 2-3 zone right now. Pesh gets the ball, drives baseline, and he's hammered as he puts the shot up. It was Rolf coming from one side, and from the other side looks like John Hardy, I believe, but in any case, foul, and Lance Petch will go to the line for 2 free throws. Coming into the game for the Bearcats, it's Allshouse. He replaces Tuld Welch. Petch gets the free throw. His first one is up and good.
Well, they finally decided that Shelver got the foul. The only problem is I have him with 3 fouls now, and they've got 1 up on the board. I don't know.
Second free throw is up and good, and Torrington still perfect from the line. Allshouse, Rolf, Elmore, Caskey, and well, let's get back to the action. It's Caskey with the shot. It won't go. Rebound chased down by Allshouse for the Bearcats. He gets it out to Mark Elmore, and Allshouse controls on the far side. Elmore puts up the three-pointer a little too hard. Petch gets the rebound. Long pass down to Nash. Fast break. He lays it up and in. Up and in. Elmore went for the steal that time. Couldn't get the steal, and that left the lane wide open for Lee Nash to just drive in. Elmore with the ball brings it across court into Nathan Rolfe. Gets the dish off inside to Allshouse. Can't get the shot to drop, though. And Petch comes out with the rebound. Torrington running again. Wiederthron stopped on the defense. Gets it, dish it off to Kyle Smith. Nice turnaround. Inside the lane, Kyle Smith gets the basket. Boy, the guy's awfully smooth. I hate to keep harping on it, but for such a big guy, he's got some really smooth moves.
And boy, has he changed a lot of shots in the middle for the Bearcats.
Caskey puts up the shot just inside the three-point range. It won't go. Petch chases down another rebound for Torrington. And Torrington wants to call a timeout here and talk about what it is exactly that they're doing. So we'll take a timeout, tell you some more about our Bearcat boosters with the score: Torrington 48, Douglas 24.
Like Provident Federal Savings and Loan, an old friend with new ideas. All banking services and investment services are available at Provident Federal, 135 South 3rd in Douglas. And Mentor Sand and Gravel for everything from a sidewalk to a road. The folks at Mentor Sand and Gravel are behind the Bearcats all the way this season. And proud to support Bearcat Sports is Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer in Douglas. Dean Gully urges everyone to attend and support Douglas Bearcat Sports. And for a new Chevy car or truck, call Dean Gully Motors, your winning Chevy dealer in Douglas.
Once again, our score here in the third quarter with just under 3 minutes left in this third quarter. It's Torrington 48, the Douglas Bearcats 24. Bearcats looking a little bit sloppy as they came out starting out the second half. They've settled down a little bit, but they just can't get those shots to drop. They shot about 23% in the first half. I don't really think they're doing any better here.
No, they're doing a lot worse. They're 1 for 7 to open the half. That makes them 8 for 36 for the game. This is ridiculous. They've got to conquer that shot problem.
Torrington with the ball goes into Todd Baker. Weak side pass, and it catches the Bearcats off guard. Baker drives in and gets the easy layup. A little bit of a lapse there for the Bearcats. Elmore brings the ball across, gets it out to Allshouse, who's also playing quite a bit on the outside tonight. Back to Elmore. Allshouse gets it into Caskey, trying to set up a three-pointer, it looks like, for Elmore. Finally, Elmore gets the shot. It rims around, no good. Nice job by Caskey underneath. Gets the rebound over a Torrington player, puts it back up, no good. He's fouled. Nice job by Chris Caskey. Although I'd have to say he was kind of lucky he didn't get the foul.
Yeah, he really mixed it up in there. I guess I thought he was going to pick up the foul, but
went right over the back of Kyle Burnett, and they didn't call anything. So Caskey goes to the line. He'll get 2 shots. First one is up and good. Foul was called on Burnett. That's his third, and the third team foul for Torrington. And he'll be replaced in the lineup now. Coming back in for Torrington is number 24. That's 24 is Brian Childs. Or is that 34? I guess that's 34. Kothra in the game. Second free throw won't go, and it's taken down by the big man Smith. He gets it off to Wiederspan. Inside to Smith, and He travels. Nathan Rolfe went flying down the lane, set to block the big man's shot. He had to pull it back down, and he's called for traveling. Good job by Nathan Rolfe. He kind of sacrificed the body. He kind of kamikaze. He flew down the lane, ended up on the floor. But it forces the turnover, and the Bearcats get the ball. Elmore brings it across against Wiederspan. Pass goes inside, and we've got a foul. Wiederspan a little too aggressive on the defense. And Wiederspan picks up the foul. Bearcats will get the ball inbounds. Wiederspan picks up his third personal foul, and from here on in we'll shoot free throws as both teams have 4 team fouls. Elmore gets the pass in to Lehman, who's back in the game. Over to Elmore. They'll set a play here. Looks like they're trying to get it to Lehman. Over to Nathan Rolfe on the near side. Ryder gets the ball up top. Long pass over to Elmore. He saves it on the near sideline. Covered closely by Wiederspan. Finally gets it off to Caskey. Rolfe puts a three-pointer up from the top of the key. That's his second one tonight. Three-pointer by Nathan Rolfe.
2 for 2 from three-point range.
Wiederspan coming back the other way. Tries to get the pass in to Smith. And jumping in front, it was Randy Ryder. And as Smith reached over, swatting at the ball, he knocks it out of bounds. Another turnover. Nice defensive job by Randy Ryder, and the Bearcats get the ball again, trailing 50-28, a minute 25 left in the third quarter. Ryder gets the ball off to Elmore. It's Elmore, Ryder, Lehman, Caskey, and Rolfe in the game. Kick the ball out to Elmore. His shot from about 17 feet won't go. Petch comes down with another one for Torrington. They come back the other way. It's Coffer with the ball at the top of the key. Back over to Kyle Smith gets the rebound on the missed shot by Baker, I believe it was, who missed the shot. And Kyle Smith gets the rebound and puts it right back in for Torrington. Pass inside on the baseline. Lehman dribbles back into the lane. Bank shot won't go. Smith with the rebound. Bad pass intended for Wiederspan, taken for Elmore. Puts up the long shot. No good. Fighting for the rebound. It's Petch and Lehman, and they both go out of bounds. They'll call traveling on Petch. There's a bit of a break there as neither player really had the ball. They were both going for it. Thought maybe it might be a jump ball call, but they'll give the ball to Douglas on a traveling violation. Caskey comes out. Todd Welch comes back in for the Bearcats. Quick pass into Elmore. Long shot won't go. And rebound by by Lehman. Gets it out to Ryder. To Todd Welch. Long shot is up and good. Two-pointer for Todd Welch. A couple of feet inside that three-point lane. It's 52-30. 20 seconds left in this third quarter. With the ball out top, that's Baker. Gets it off on the far side, gets the ball back now. Back to Petch. Drives baseline. And blocking foul will be called. Looks like Nathan Rolfe picking up the personal. Petch does a good job over on that far baseline. He's gotten a couple of good drives there in this half. Rolfe cut him off that time, but he picks up the foul. And Petch, who's been perfect from the line, he's something like 6 for 6, I believe. He'll go to the line and shoot 1-1 with 7 seconds left in the quarter. Free throw up, nothing but net, so he'll get one more. Petch sets for one more free throw. Bearcats trailing 53-30. Make it 54-30 as Petch hits it again. 7 seconds to get a shot off. Randy Ryder will bring the ball across. Gets it to Elmore. Long shot. Banks won't go from about 30 feet. And our score at the end of the third quarter. It's the Torrington Trailblazers 54, the Douglas Bearcats 30. Kind of a low-scoring quarter. But nonetheless, the Bearcats still trailing big by 24 points. We'll come back for the final quarter of action after we look at some Bearcat boosters on FM 99.
Decker's Food Center at 11th and Richards offers you money savings store-wide. Get fresh meats and top-quality fruits and vegetables at Decker's. They're at 11th and Richards in Douglas. And Farm Bureau Insurance is Wyoming-owned and operated. Stop in and visit with R.K. Hendrickson at Farm Bureau in Douglas at 431 South 4th. And go Bearcats in the Village Inn of Douglas. Proud to be a Douglas Bearcat booster. You'll find a big variety, reasonable prices, and delicious food at the Village Inn restaurant on East Richards in Douglas.
Okay, we've got 8 more minutes of action here at Torrington High School. The Bearcats, I'd say their chances of winning aren't really too great right at the moment, trailing by 24 points. The important thing now is to play for one more quarter here, play fairly well, and at least be able to come out with their heads up after this weekend as they continue the conference season next week. Ryder has the ball as the Bearcats start out with the ball in this fourth quarter, going to our left. Off to Shelver, I believe that is. Ryder puts up a three-pointer. It's short. Bounces back up off the top of the backboard.
Okay, we'll take it.
Randy Ryder gets the three-pointer for the Bearcats.
If I ask Randy after the game, you'll see he planned it. He's had a rough season.
Catch with the ball on the far side to Baker. Drives to the free throw line. Jump pass stolen away by... That's Todd Welch with the steal. He'll bring it across midcourt, get it off to Randy Ryder. Drives cross court, gets the pass, just barely gets it they'll swing it back around to Welch. That's Shelver who banks the three-pointer in that time. They're not doing it very pretty, but those shots are falling in, and just like that, the lead is down to 18 points, 54-36, as the Bearcats come out firing from three-point range. Bearcats in a man-to-man defense now. It's inside to Smith. Kick it back out to Pesh on the far side. To Barnett up top. Wiederspan has the ball, three-point range. Looks for Pesh. He swings around to the other sideline. Almost stolen away by Welch. Pesh gets it back, but dribbles it on the line. Good job by Todd Welch. Forces a turnover, and the Bearcats get the ball.
Boy, Douglas looking very tenacious and controlled at the start of this fourth quarter. It's a nice surprise. This is much closer to the Douglas team we should have been seeing all season.
Pass inside to Lehman, kicks it back out to Ryder, over to Welch. Shot a little too hard. Welch chases down his own rebound. Nice job. And he gets it out. Ryder puts up another three-pointer, banks it way off the mark, and Petch comes out with another rebound. Long pass to Wiederspan, knocked away by Randy Ryder, who breaks up a fast break there. Good job by Randy Ryder. 54-36 is our score. Baker has the ball up top. Over to Wiederspan. Petch on the far side, back to Baker, over to Wiederspan, just inside the three-point line. Shot won't go. Ball tipped around, finally taken by Smith. The big man shot in and out, and on the rebound we have a trailblazer over the back that looks like not Wiederspan, but Kothra maybe picking up the foul. Nonetheless, a foul on Torrington. We'll come back the other way, shooting 1-1. Going to the line, it will be Welch for the Bearcats, and that shot was on Jason Kothra. That's his second foul for Torrington. Hardy back in the game for the Bearcats.
Boy, I'm real impressed with the way the Bearcats have come out in this fourth quarter.
Welch free throw up and good, so he'll get one more. Hardy is in for Randy Ryder. Welch gets one more free throw. Second one is good, and they'll say that that second shot by Randy Ryder was only a two-pointer. Our score is 54-37. Ryder had a foot on the line, apparently, so we're at 54-37, our score. Torrington yet to score here in this fourth quarter. Bearcats back in a 2-3 zone defense this time. Nash drives to the free throw line. Shot up and swish. Nice job by Nash. As it was not an open shot by any means. Had two people right in his face. He put it right up and in. Hardy with the ball. Off to Elmore. Back to Hardy. Bearcats playing out on the perimeter. Hardy will shoot from the top of the key. No good. Long rebound comes out to Wiederspan. Gets the pass into Baker, who is underneath the basket. And Hardy called for the foul. Knocks the ball away, but just got a little bit of hand apparently with it. They'll check the floor for any loose fingers, and then Baker will go to the line for two shots. Or will they give him 1-1? We'll see if they call him going up for the shot or not. They'll say 1-1 before the shot. 54-37 our score as Baker goes to the line. puts the free throw up, and it's good. And I still don't think Torrington's missed from the free throw line, have they?
No, they haven't.
Got to be about 23 of 23 by now. Second free throw for Baker. I keep trying to jinx them here. It's just not working. Free throw, it's up and nothing but net. Bringing the ball at Hardy across midcourt to Lehman back in the game. Over to Shelver, gets the pass on the baseline. Welch can't get the shot. Ball knocked away and finally knocked out last touch by Lehman for the Bearcats. And Douglas will call a timeout here, talk things over with 4 minutes, 59 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Our score, Torrington 58, the Bearcats 37. We'll be back after this timeout for some Bearcat boosters.
Like Key Bank of Wyoming, complete banking services from checking and savings to brokerage services. Key Bank in Douglas at 240 South 4th. And watch the Prime Sports Network on Flat Valley Cable, featuring the Denver Nuggets, UW away games, and other WAC action. Flat Valley Cable in Douglas and Glen Rock. Google Sport Chrysler in Douglas, supporting the 1990 Douglas Bearcats. You'll find Ford, Lincoln, Mercury, Chrysler, Plymouth, and Dodge at Google Sport, 1005 East Richards in Douglas. And what about it so far, Tom? They came out with a little bit of fire there, I noticed, at the start of the fourth quarter and cooled off. I suppose that's why Coach Eamon called the timeout.
Yeah, the Bearcats came out, hit their first two shots, actually scored the first 7 points of this fourth quarter. But Torrington has now added a basket and 2 free throws, moving that lead back out to 21 points. I don't know if we'll get a chance to talk to Coach Yeaman after the game tonight, as we're kind of like way up in the rafters. We had a heck of a time climbing a swirling stairwell to get up here. I don't know if he'll make it, but if we do, I'll be curious to see what he has to say about the game. Torrington ball, they'll bring it up. Wiederspawn and Petch.
We got a rope ladder up here for him.
Get the pass to Baker, back to Wiederspawn. And we've got a foul out top before Wiederspan started his drive. They'll call that on Hardy, I believe. So Wiederspan will go to the free throw line, where the Trailblazers have still yet to miss so far tonight. Third foul on Hardy. Wiederspan at the line. Shot is up and good. Wiederspawn gets one more shot as Torrington looking to move out to a 23-point lead once again.
Oh, I don't believe it.
And rebound taken down by Rolfe for the Bearcats. Gets it to Hardy, to Lehman. Shot won't go. Rebound underneath taken by Welch. He falls down, and that's an automatic in high school ball. Fall down, and you're going to be called for the traveling violation. No doubt about that one.
And after that first miss, Torrington 21 of 22 from the free throw stripe.
Boy, that's hard to beat. Wiederspawn just behind midcourt, finally gets it across to Baker. They get it to Barnett with the ball back to Baker, and Wiederspan controls out top. Bearcats in a 1-3-1 zone now. They're switching around their defense a bit. Petch on the near sideline, back out to Wiederspan. Baker with the ball, drives on Welch, finally dishes off on the baseline to Petch. Cross-court pass to Wiederspan, shot is short. Rebound comes right back to him. He puts it up from the free throw line, no good, and Smith puts up a big arm, tries to swoop in the rebound. He can't quite hang on to it. It goes out of bounds off the big man, Kyle Smith. Bearcats will get the ball. 3:54 left in the game. Bearcats trailing by 22 points.
I think this is called gut check time any other time.
Hardy with the ball, gets it into Lehman, finds a wide open Todd Welch or Shelver under the basket, gets the shot up, and as the defense converges, he's fouled as he makes the basket. Nice job by Welch. Foul will be called on Petch for the Trailblazers. That's his third. Todd Welch looking to complete a three-point play with one free throw. It's up, bounces around, won't go, knocked out of bounds. And finally goes, Barnett tried to save it, tried to knock it off someone's leg, but the player he hit was Kyle Smith, his own player, and it bounced back out of bounds. Bearcats get the ball on the baseline.
You could throw that ball in from a lot of places and hit Kyle Smith.
Inbounds pass, almost stolen, knocked back out by Wiederspan. Bearcats will try it again. Welch gets the inbounds pass to Shelver at the top of the key, drives in, gets the pass to Hardy, shot won't go. Ball knocked down court. Detroit just kind of pitched it down court, and Baker took the ball in the lane, and he's kind of steamrolled by Hardy, I believe, picks up the foul for the Bearcats. Kind of got their legs tangled up and twisted Baker around a little bit. He'll have to walk that one off a little bit. They call the foul, I guess that was on Lehman, his third foul.
His fourth foul.
Fourth foul.
He had 3 going into that.
That's right, I forgot about that.
He's been sitting down a long time.
Baker goes to the free throw line. First one up and good, so he'll get one more. As Torrington leads 60-39, there's 3:28 left here in the game. One more free throw for Todd Baker, who's done a good job for the Trailblazers tonight. Free throw is up and in. And Hardy comes across midcourt for the Douglas Bearcats. Gets it off to Welch. Pass inside. Nice turnaround by Mike Lehman for the Bearcats. On the baseline, nice little 10-footer, turned around, put it up over the defense. Nice job, and the Bearcats still trailing, however, by 20 points, 61-41. Wiederspan with the ball for Torrington. Kind of plays catch out top with Baker. Long pass down court to Petch on the baseline, back out to Wiederspan. Dribbles inside the three-point lane, puts the shot up, and it's good. It's Rolfe bringing the ball across midcourt, gets it out to Hardy, over to Todd Welch, drives, gets the pass to Lehman, quick pass inside to Nathan Rolfe. Good look by Lehman, and a nice shot